respond, what is it, give a more positive response to biodiversity?
But in order to do that, we need to have some good case studies in where we quantified differences. So I mean, does it really make a difference whether you stock it at this stocking density or that stocking density? So I think we need some good numbers on that, so that we can be objective about it. So I think the research bit involves a whole lot of quantitative studies to actually put some numbers on this, so that we can actually be confident that we actually have got the right answers, rather than just vaguely saying, to conserve biodiversity, to try and put some numbers on.
So that's
what science is about.
So that ties in with quantitatively assessing the value of ecosystem services, but then also quantitatively showing the benefit to local communities there. It saves them money in the long run if they manage their biodiversity well. I don't know if that's...
The economists keep saying, they'll stand up there and give a talk and talk about ecosystem goods and services. They'll say the numbers aren't precise, the numbers are wrong, but the message behind it still applies. They've often flagged it.
On a related topic, or maybe even a standalone new topic, is just the level of transformation that's happening in mountain areas. So historically there wasn't a lot of transformation within mountain areas because it was difficult for people to live and stay in those areas. But there's just an increase in transformation pressure in the mountain landscapes and their sensitive environments, and I don't think there's enough understanding of the levels and whether we can just apply the conservation targets that we do at lower levels and say, okay, we only need 25%. In a sensitive environment like mountain areas, maybe those targets need to be 50% or something like that. And then it has very strong links to the implementation and to politics to say how much transformation do we allow, how many dams do we allow, how many new roads, which then opens up access for people to get into more remote areas, and I don't think that's been adequately looked at.
The flip side and proactive side of that is in particular expansion, increasing the amount of our mountains under form of protection. And that's where the MDTP link comes in, the whole socio-economic thing. So maybe that should be a standalone theme. I don't know, just particular expansion of mountain environments.
I think that's the response. I think it's more about understanding the pressures on biodiversity, rather than talking about particular expansion, because that's how it's one of the ways to respond to it. But also acknowledging that humans need to be part of the landscape, I think is very important.
I think in Lesotho, one needs to look at the methodologies that one uses for quantitative approaches. If one looks at, for example, in the alpine areas, there's no conservation area which really protects the alpine vegetation. So to be able to find a justification for doing that, one needs to do these quantitative surveys so that one has the leverage within which the understanding of why protecting areas. For example, if you look at Lesotho, how there used to be a great mohair industry based on good felt condition, and that has totally fallen away because the felt condition has dropped. So if one can actually look at these trade-offs over time, then one has the leverage for starting to protect more areas. So it builds on that quantitative approach to justifying biodiversity protection.
So is it about understanding the resources?
It's about understanding the resources and the value that's derived from those resources for range of livestock quality and numbers of support, but finding that balance between, because in Lesotho any protection has to be around looking at the social livelihoods as well.
But I think that opens up another field, and that is all the restoration, rehabilitation, and resilience of the system. So if whole agricultural industries have collapsed due to degradation, then there needs to be a lot of work on how to restore vast areas of land back to good condition to then promote biodiversity and agricultural activities in those areas.
Well, that comes down to a governance issue and politics, actually, in terms of.
Well, have we got your research on how to do that? How do we restore areas? I think it takes a lot longer in environments such as high altitude mountains and what you could do down in KZN at lower altitude. And I don't know, I'm asking the question, is there that research?
No, there isn't, in my mind, there's not sufficient research on that. That links in with the soil stuff. I think because we understand so little about the